new colleagues. And the same with Afghanistan. This is our main project since 2002. We have there now in the meantime over 70 local female staff members, and we had again the Bosnian therapists with their huge experience coming over to Kabul to train doctors, midwives, nurses, psychologists, lawyers in order to help traumatized Afghan women.
I'm so sorry Asha Haji is not also here, also the Right Livelihood Award winner from Somalia. But the issue of women being involved in negotiations and the peace process that we see so rarely around the world.
Yes, this is a big problem since we started this work. Women have to be included in peace talks, because if they are not, their reality will not exist in these peace talks. And Asha Hagi made a wonderful model for all of us. She, when in 2001 we had the peace negotiations in Somalia, a Scandinavian organization supported that also women could take place there. And the male head of the talks asked or let's say demanded from the Somali women who could take place there to divide themselves in the ethnic clans which were performing these talks. And they said no. They refused. They just formed their own sixth clan. And I think this is so important, an important message to Bosnia.
Explain sixth clan.
The sixth clan means that we had women from all 5 ethnic clans who just said, we don't want to divide and to separate in our male ethnic clans. We just stay together. And the women together formed this sixth clan. And it means that women have other ideas for forming peace. And we could see this also in Kosovo, where Serbian and Kosovo Albanian women spoke together. They had other ideas than the black and white recommendations of the Kosovo male politicians. But of course, they were not included in the peace talks in Vienna. And the delegation of these Serbian and Kosovo Albanian women came to the UN Special Envoy for the peace talks in Kosovo, Mr. Ahtisaari, and asked him why...
Who is winning the Nobel Peace Prize on Wednesday.
And asked him why do you not involve us in these important peace talks? And he answered, I did not want to disturb your culture. But this is the culture of the men, they answered. This is not our culture. And so we have to see that these women, like Asha Hagi or the Kosovo and Serbian women, they have competencies which are really important and necessary for building up new democracies, new countries. And therefore, I think it's very important that international politics, as the Peace Nobel Prize winner of this year's, that they really think about to include the female part of the population in their talks.
On December 9th, that's tomorrow, Tuesday, it's the anniversary of the day to celebrate human rights defenders.
Yeah, it's a very sad chapter, because we have now the 9th anniversary of this Human Rights Defenders Convention, and we only can say that we see that activists all over the world are not protected. They do a very brave work. In fact, I can say they do it for us also. And looking, for example, to my Congolese colleague Immaculée Biraheka, who does very brave work every day in Goma, where just war started again. And they try to free the women from the camps. They go just to the military camps to bring women out, and these women were they're imprisoned for days and weeks and months and got raped each day. And when international politicians and MONUC soldiers tell me this is not possible, we have no chance, then I tell them, why does our brave Congolese colleague have the chance to take the women out? Why can't you do that?
What does it mean to go into a camp to get a woman who's being raped? Describe a scene.
Just recently, the grandfather of a 40-year-old woman came to the organization PAIF, our partner in Goma, to Immaculée, and told her that this woman was abducted by governmental soldiers in Goma. and he told her that he knew where she was brought to. And Immaculée tried to call all international responsible persons. She tried to call the local police. Nobody wanted to help her. So she took one of her colleagues and went to this camp and knocked at the door and asked for the colonel to speak with him. And of course he came, and she said, I know about that this woman is in your camp, and I can imagine what happens to her here. You have to bring her out. I have to care for her. And of course, first he refused her, but then she just insisted. And she stayed brave. Nevertheless, she could be herself in danger. And she reached to have the possibility to come in. She found her, and they brought her to hospital. And this woman was raped the whole night.
Mm. What do you think has to be done now? What can be done to protect women and girls?
We have wonderful resolutions. We have the UN Resolution 1325 for women, peace and security. We have now recently, from this June, the UN Resolution 8020, which clearly condemns war rapes as a war crime and gives us preventive measures to protect women.
How?
But these measures are not implemented because the international politicians are just not interested. If the perpetrators are catched and brought to justice, impunity would finally end, and this would give a clear message to the other perpetrators that they have to fear justice. But as long as MONUC or other UN missions are not catching these perpetrators, the message is clear: you can do whatever you want. And therefore, we really have to bring to practice these resolutions and to force our politicians. And this is a huge task, what we do with, of course, especially the European politicians, to tell them each time, if you call with the government in Kinshasa, you have to take this topic of rape as priority topic number one. And of course, they also have to support at these peace talks now, for example, in Nairobi, that women have to be there in order to represent their own reality.
We've heard of conflict diamonds, of blood diamonds. Now, I went to a seminar of yours yesterday. You're talking about rape diamonds.
Many women are abducted for being slaves in these minefields for gold, for diamonds, for coltan, which we all use in our handies, in our mobiles.
And our cell phones.
In our cell phones. And these women there are used as slaves, and after some weeks they die because it's such a hard work. And of course they are not only working slaves, they are slaves also and getting raped each day and each night. So these diamonds or this coltan and this gold, these women pay a very high price for it.
Mm. Well, we will link to your website, âmedica mondiale, at democracynow.org. Dr. Monika Hauser, I want to thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you, Amy.
And tonight we will broadcast the live ceremony of the Right Livelihood Award. It's tonight in Sweden, but it's today in the United States from noon Eastern Standard Time to 3. You can go to our website at democracynow.org. And if there's any problem there, you can also go to the Swedish Parliament website. They will also be live streaming the ceremony. That does it for our broadcast. We'll be speaking tomorrow. You can go to the website to find out where. Tomorrow night I'll be at the University of Sweden, the journalism department, speaking for anyone who comes, and then to Berlin on Friday night, be speaking at the university there, to Humboldt University. Democracy Now! Is produced by a wonderful group of people, and I honor all of them with that Right Livelihood Award, Sharif and Nicole and Mike and Aaron and everyone. I'm Amy Goodman from Sweden. Thanks for joining us.